Well guys, it finally happened. Nintendo put out a tweet this morning saying, join the Legend of Zelda series producer Eiji Aonuma for roughly 10 minutes of gameplay from the Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom on March 28th at 7 a.m. Pacific time on our YouTube channel. So yeah, for the longest time, we've all kind of been asking for something in terms of just more in-depth information about the Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, and now we're finally getting something, and I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what they're going to show. Now, without a doubt, The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom is absolutely Nintendo's most anticipated game for the year. I'm pretty sure most Nintendo fans are just really looking forward to this game, and I feel like the trailers for this game have definitely been very kind of just mysterious and holding back a lot in terms of what this game is really going to be like. And I feel like that's kind of crazy with how this game is so close. Like, we're going to be playing this game in literally just a few months, and we still really don't know too much about it in terms of what's really even happening with this game. And the craziest thing about all of this is that we still haven't really seen any like actual just gameplay for what this game is going to be like when you're actually playing it yourself. Any video game trailer is of course going to pull lines out of context and use really flashy transitions and animations to just make it look really cool, but of course that's going to be different from the experience of when you're actually playing the game yourself with the controller in your hand and what that's going to be like. And I feel like they really haven't shown anything like that in terms of Tears of the Kingdom, where we haven't really seen anything with just how the actual gameplay is going to look with the stuff popping up on the screen, how it's going to look like with like the hearts in the corner and like the mini map in the side and like all of that. Like, we haven't seen any bit of gameplay at all. They've pretty much just shown us like cinematic kind of views in like the trailers and just kind of the stuff that it's going to be like with the action in the game, but we haven't seen anything with the real gameplay itself. And that's why I'm looking forward to seeing what they're going to do with this, because we're actually going to see like what it's going to be like to play this game. Now, this is interesting because a lot of people were hoping for like a Tears of the Kingdom direct, where it was going to be like a 20 to 30 minute direct just giving us a lot of information and a big blowout for the game. I feel like after this though, like if we're going to see this tomorrow, I'm actually not expecting any more Tears of the Kingdom stuff, like in terms of brand new information until the game comes out. Like, I feel like maybe they'll give us like overviews and give us just some basic information, but I'm not really expecting like any more hype, like brand new trailers or anything after the video tomorrow. Maybe they'll still do it and maybe they'll try to have like one last big push, but I feel like this might really be kind of the last like little bit of new content that they're going to give us until the game comes out. And I'm sure you saw the title and the thumbnail. I feel like that this is really going to be Nintendo's final chance to give like one big push for Zelda Tears of the Kingdom to get anybody who might still be on the fence about the game on board to buy it. Now, of course, if you're already a huge Zelda fan, you don't really need any convincing. Of course, you're going to get this game right away, but there's definitely some people out there who maybe the trailers haven't been super exciting to them, and they're still unsure if they really want to get this game. This could definitely be like the deciding factor, where if the game actually looks really fun to play and they show some cool things tomorrow, then somebody might actually be convinced and being like, okay, you know what, I am going to get this game now. It looks like a pretty fun time. Now, in terms of what they could show tomorrow, that's what we're going to be talking about now, because I feel like there's definitely a couple of things that they could show, and it's only going to be for 10 minutes, so 10 minutes can go by really fast, depending on how much time they decide to focus on something. So I really hope that they do decide to show us like a variety of things, and try to kind of show us why the game is going to be very different from Breath of the Wild, and why people should be very excited to play it. And so one thing I hope they show is the combat of the game, how it's going to look like when you're fighting monsters and bokoblins, and how it's going to be different from Breath of the Wild. So of course, Breath of the Wild, you had some really cool kind of like mechanics that you were able to do, like the flurry rushes and all of that. So are there going to be like new mechanics that you can do, new actions and movements and stuff that you can do inside of this game? That's the type of stuff that I would love to see. And of course, also your abilities, because inside of Breath of the Wild, you had a lot of these like runes and abilities, like using magnesis to being able to like lift up stuff that was made out of metal. You could be able to use like remote bombs and stasis, and it was really fun to be able to play around with these abilities. And it did seem like they kind of showed us a couple of like little teases for what these abilities are going to be like inside of Tears of the Kingdom, and they definitely seem like it's going to be revolving around the new arm that Link has, where it seems like you can kind of have fire come out of the arm. There was like one part they showed in one of the earlier trailers where like Link turned into like a teardrop and then was able to go through like a mountain or something. So it seems like it's going to be pretty interesting with the new abilities. So that's like the type of stuff that I would really want to see, where it shows why the game is so much more different than Breath of the Wild, and if they've got some really cool abilities, it's definitely going to get people very excited for the game. And I'm sure there's also mechanics from Breath of the Wild that people are also still wondering about. Are you still going to be able to cook in this game and being able to craft different foods? How exactly is all of that going to work? Is there still going to be like different clothing that gives you different abilities and different stat changes? And of course, the biggest one that I've seen people asking about is how is the weapon system going to work? Are weapons still going to have like a durability factor where they're just going to be breaking and you're constantly going to have to find new weapons? Is there going to be a change to that? I feel like there's a lot of these types of questions that people still have, so that will be the type of stuff that I'm really interested to see if they talk about tomorrow. Now, I asked you guys on Twitter for your thoughts as well, so let's take a look at my Twitter and see what you guys said. I asked you guys how you feel about the Tears of the Kingdom video tomorrow and your predictions. So yeah, here's the tweet. I said, finally, after so long, Nintendo is going to show us raw gameplay of The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom for 10 minutes tomorrow. What are your hopes and predictions for it? Anything you'd like to see explained? Reply to this tweet with your thoughts and you could be in today's video. So let's see here. Disco is saying, I'm interested to see if there's a unique twist on the Breath of the Wild formula. So yeah, I'm interested to see if there's anything that's going to make this game feel like drastically different from Breath of the Wild that you wouldn't be able to get in that game. And that's really going to be, I feel like, what's going to convince a lot of people to get the game. Neon is saying anything that makes it so special that it needs to have a price tag. Yeah, it's also going to be increasing in $10 as people have seen. So I feel like that's kind of another thing that a lot of people want to see. Can this game really justify a $10 increase? Danny is saying, I would want to see more of what you can do while free falling or getting up to the Sky Islands, referring to those patent images that showed Link aiming all around mid-air or what level he can phase through. Other than that, exploration and combat, maybe show us a dungeon. Yeah, I mean, in terms of exploration too, like if they've kind of changed how shrines are going to work, that's another big one that I've seen people talking about. How are shrines going to work inside of this game? How is the dungeon going to be like? All of that type of stuff, the combat, like you said, that's the type of stuff that I'm really hoping. But then again, 10 minutes, I mean, that's a lot of stuff to kind of talk about. So can they really talk about all of that in 10 minutes? Probably not. Like it could just be like a little combat demo or something too. So I don't know. I guess we'll have to see. Alan is saying gameplay that lets you control Zelda herself would be nice. So yeah, this is something that everybody has kind of been talking about where they've wanted playable Zelda. I feel like if there even is going to be playable Zelda, that's probably going to be a really big spoiler and a secret that they would want to keep from us. So they probably wouldn't show that tomorrow, but it would be really cool if that's something that you can do inside of the game. Koji is saying here, my personal hopes is how the transportation works, along with it being easily accessible to obtain. I also hope that we have cave dungeons that were showcased for a moment in the trailer. I want to know more about Link traversing up in the sky as well as what its purpose is. So yeah, the transportation, they showed us that in the last trailer where like it looks like you can actually like build cards and different like gadgets and things that you can use to fly around and stuff like that. So how exactly is that going to work? Like, do you have to find certain components and then are there going to be like different blueprints that Link is able to get, or can you just combine random things and seeing what you can produce? So it should be pretty cool to see. Daniel is saying, I'm personally not that excited for the game, but I hope that this helps people that are on the fence about their decisions, and I hope that they show what makes the game different. Yeah, I totally agree there. I feel like there's going to be some people who are still just a little bit on the fence about this game, not sure if that they should get this game, not sure if it's worth the extra $10, and this could really be like that deciding factor where they could see like, wow, this game actually looks really different. It does look pretty cool, so I'm pretty interested in getting this game now. So yeah, that'll be kind of really the most important thing I feel like for a lot of people. And then finally, we've got Curry here saying they have to show us a lot of new stuff, show that the game is worth the increase of the price by $10. And yeah, I mean, for 10 minutes, they really would need to show us some pretty cool, exciting things to get people on board. Hopefully they can still do that, but I definitely do think that it should be pretty interesting to see tomorrow. And yeah, I'm definitely going to be streaming it as well, so if you guys do want to watch the video with me and see all the new stuff for the first time, definitely go ahead and follow me on twitch.tv/actualaero. I will be covering all of that, so it should be pretty fun to see. And so yeah, if you guys enjoyed the video, definitely be sure to click that like button and also subscribe to the channel as well, as I am going to be having some more Nintendo content very soon. But also comment down below and let me know what you guys think about this. What are your predictions for what they could show in the Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom Direct tomorrow? Go follow me on Twitter @actualaero so you can be featured in videos like this. And then also go ahead and join my Discord server as well, because we've got a bunch of people in there who are always talking about Pokemon and Smash Bros and Nintendo. So definitely be sure to join that. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching.